Let's work. Hello. I love how Twitch decided that Waffles and Electric had to have yellow text on a yellow background. That's perfect. And hello. Hi.
Hello. You should start every stream with like saying hello, true believers. Nobody's stolen that, right? Nobody else uses that.
Nobody what?
I said hello, true believers every time it starts. Nobody else uses that, right? It's actually how Stanley always used to introduce things.
I've never heard that before.
Like, hello, true believers. It's like before then he'd go into like a Spider-Man rant. It's just his thing.
No, it was
Excelsior.
Oh, okay. It was a Stan Lee thing. Okay.
It was just a Stan Lee thing. You didn't question Stan Lee things.
Hello. Oh, and I got a whole bunch of other windows open. We're gonna get that cleared out. Okay. You know what? This is a great way to start it. We're just gonna jump right to error. Oh, I haven't actually set up my tablet either. I'm a little behind. Anyways, hello, happy Tuesday. It is actually it's probably really hard to see. But it is white outside because it is snowing a lot. We're getting quite a bit of snow today, which is, it's pretty.
I got to come home early from work. I'm not happy about it, actually.
What are you talking about?
Work is going to be backed up so
But
fast.
You don't need, but you got home early and you're on salary.
Yeah, but it's the work, though.
You care about your job?
I actually do.
You live in America, damn it. You're supposed to hate your job.
I've hated every job I've had until this one. This is an actual good job I have now.
Yeah, I actually, my job the last week, because before it's usually just building SharePoint sites or Excel docs, but now they needed a solution for an Excel document that required me to do Visual Basic, and that's way more fun. Because it's not like Excel formulas, it's actually programming shit, and I love doing that.
I don't know if I'd use fun to describe my job, but I am, emotionally invested in its well-being.
Like a little bit there.
It's like kids. You don't love them, but you're emotionally invested in them.
No, my parents say they love me.
I mean, all they have to do is be emotionally invested in you. They don't, and then they feed you. So that's all you really.
They don't feed me anymore.
Well,
is that what happened? The love stopped, so I don't get food anymore.
That's what happened.
If I call them more, will I just start getting like boxes of food on my doorstep?
What do you think would happen? Like, Mom, I'm out of food. What am I gonna do? You don't think she'd show up on your front door with chicken? She's a mom. Of course she would.
So if I buy her flowers for Mother's Day, she'll buy me chicken. This seems like a good trade.
It's a good trade.
So I have been. Oh yeah, everything's right. Yeah. Why doesn't that have? If I put that there. Oh, you know what? Hold on. You need to set up. This computer's audio is not set up to.
Buy chicken.
Okay. Okay, I think that should. I don't know if that'll work or not. Anyways, so I've been working on this. This is basically done, kind of. I did everything that I need for the red portion of it. I need to make a green version, or one that's not angry. It is more like regretful was the word I was to go for. So it's basically going to be the same thing, just more droopy and green. But it is already animated. Forewarned though, there is a light somewhere in here that is not working. In that if I look at it the right way, it'll crash SFM. It's fine because the camera's not moving, but it means that I have to be a little careful with how I move around. But from last stream, I added a red light coming in from the side here, because if I'm going to be going back and forth between the red and the green, I want to have something that better identifies that change. I have a better visualization of it. So I did that, and that is this one. You can see it back there. Otherwise, it was just like this. Now I don't like that. So it's a light with, I think I can look at this one. Yeah, it's just blinds, like literally you can see the cords from it. I just made a blind light so that it came through in lines, and it was a better look. And slight volumetrics too. I had to be careful though. So if you ever do a infinite loop on something, which means if you ever have in this case, this one is a 9-second infinite loop, where the beginning and the end match up. So in this case, she just kind of in slow-mo just kind of like floats there. And there's the loop. So volumetrics don't care about your loop. They will have a different look from beginning to end because it's just random on how it moves. You have no control on timeline. So if you ever do a loop like that, make sure that you go to your light. So like this backlight here, since I added it, put your noise strength to 0. If you don't, it will make it so that the end of that loop will not have the light match up exactly because it will have this randomnicity to the light. If you put it at noise strength 0, you don't have that issue because there is no random. To do some of these lights, the model disappears if I get close. It's something I can't really prevent. But to do these lights, which are little engines, if you watch them, they actually will move. Those are volumetric lights with noise to give that look. Because if I don't have the noise,
what is that hovering beneath her? It's that little thing that's hovering on its own. It's like oh, it's just like part of her legs.
There. See, I hit that spot.
Oh no.
There's a light that's back there that crashes, but because it is shining light on something else that the engine doesn't like. But I don't want to remove any of the lights to make it not do that. So I'm kind of I just deal with it. Nice thing is with having this on an M.2 now, it loads way faster. Like just to go back and forth, I can boot this thing up in probably half the time. But anyways, so this is thanks for the follow, Scott. Also, thanks for the follow, Ruben, and Windows XP Service Pack 3. Classy.
Wow. Nobody cared. That for sure is back too.
So to fill in some of her gaps, I added some of these little cord things. So like there's here on her leg there, one right here, and then there's one going up to her neck. They're just to add a little definition, so it's not just a flat model all over it. I also added just random mechanicals into different areas of her body. I added these little bits to make it look like a knee joint, because otherwise it was blank. So, and it actually adds a nice little detail there.
You know what would help to make her look like a real badass? If her tongue was sticking out like just a little bit, like real cute. It's so badass. It would be.
So also there in the background here, we had all of these blue lights, and I didn't want that. So I added a volumetric light here to give this a little bit extra definition. And to get rid of these blue lights, I just jammed a bunch of broken shit all over the place. I didn't care. But I just wanted to cover them up because it felt distracting to have them back there.
It felt a little too Portal.
Yeah, and it was Portal. And because this is going to be green screen. Because there needs to be a layer for text to go behind. So because of that, I needed... there needs to be a way to separate the model from the background. That gets complicated, and I kind of want to show you how to do it because it is super, super cool, but annoying as hell. Well, this is the other thing about nice. Now that Adobe's on my M.2, I can load the software in not 5 minutes. Like, I clicked it, and... Yay. Normally I'd be waiting for another 2 minutes.
Yeah.
But going from 120 megabyte read to like, oh God, I don't even know what this is. A lot more. So this is where I was showing the text. So you can actually see that it's behind her. And this is kind of cool. But the green screen was used to create a mask, not to filter. Because normally what you would think of is that you would, and that's this model right here, you would think that you would take this green screen, and so in After Effects, key light is essentially you choosing a color or a color range, and it would then make that transparent. The problem with that is if I do this, if you look at the background here, the engines, if I just swap back and forth, you can see that it actually is changing the way some of the brightness is around edges. And it changed this laser to an orange, and I could not get that to work right. So, oh, and you can even see here, like the light on the edges here being like orange. That's just not the way I wanted it to do. And the text looked like crap going behind. So instead I did the reverse. So instead of creating another layer for the object to sit on top of, I just told the engine to ignore the text that was covering those areas. So it was like the opposite. So instead of it going behind something, it was in front of and just invisible there. So to do that, I had to use a track matte with an alpha inverted matte. Because if you do the alpha matte, you get the text in the thing that you're looking for. And you have to also turn on, I forgot what this button is called, preserve underlying transparency. Because if you don't, then you get that. So you have to do this, and then the one above it be what you want to be your mask, and then turn on these two settings, or there and there. And then, oh, you can actually see there, that's the mask I'm moving. You can see where it's saying not to go. But the cool thing about this is it actually does it correctly on the engine, which had so much slight transparency. So this actually turned out really beast. Thanks for the follow, Arizona. And now the laser actually is red, and it works. Like I was not expecting this to work. That's an unfortunate thing with keying SFM project. The same problem. Yeah, I had to do this exact same thing when I was doing oh, well, thank you, Mr. DeLoop. Hello and welcome. But it was just, I had to do this before when doing, it was an Alicorn main. and I was adding a 3D effect to that. It was the exact same problem I ran into with the transparency, and where I was trying to put a mane behind the pony, but how do I mask it so that it doesn't touch the pony's parts on there? So I did this exact same thing, and it worked. So I just had to go and look up how to do it again. But it is super, super useful, and I think it's just cool. Like I just find this like weird. Like you just see this object floating there, and then it's like
it's definitely a different way of going about it than I normally think when it comes to layering.
Well, I've learned in SFM that, or not just SFM, but in other things, that finding it's this a 1 and the negative of a -1 are the same number. So sometimes it's if you have something and you're trying to figure out a different way to do it, if you just invert everything, it still gives you the same result. And that's where I just went with the same mentality on this. And I think it's cool. So I don't know why. That's just
what's that
cool.
text going to say, or is that too spoilery?
I don't know. I have no control on that. Well, kind of. I know what it says. But, this isn't video, though. I only exported images for right now because I wanted to verify that things work. And actually, that's the other thing I need to verify. Oh, I do need to export that. So there's in the background here a version without anything. And I was wondering if I was going to need that. And I guess I will. I didn't know if that was actually going to be needed or not. I had to do that because it was the only way to make it so that the things worked correctly. There, look at she's just transparent. Actually, that's kind of a cool effect too. I like that.
Feels like
It spawns ideas of nothing because I have no idea what I do with it.
It'd be good for like a transition on an anime opener.
Oh yeah, I can see that. Then that's probably what people do all the time, and I'm just like super ecstatic about figuring this out for myself. I am an amateur now.
It's like I saw somebody do that in the '80s. It's new and cool.
I'm thinking like Matt Show or something where they got like the spinning thing with the horrible green screen. So now what I need to do, then actually the other issue I'm going to have with this is if I change everything to green lights, how do I do a green screen? I don't know how to do that yet. That's exactly what I was just wondering. Making transparent stuff in SM is too tricky for me. Well, and that is, in essence, with the Blender thing, is it still would need to put the text in here like in a video format for other stuff that needs to go on too. So it doesn't 100%. Blender, you can probably do all that stuff too, because I heard there's video editing software in there too that works pretty good, but you're still going to run into the same issue with trying to layer stuff. But I'm guessing in Blender you could probably render it with a transparent background, but in here you can't. But some of the stuff I love about SFM is running into these situations where I have a problem and then I can figure out the way around it, because workarounds are super fun. I purposely make it hard on myself so that I can just have the fun of finding the solution. It's like I'm a happy masochist. So I'll go with that. So I need to swap this. So what I'm going to do is we're going to save this as it is. And now I'm going to save this as a separate file because I've already rendered this one out. So if I need to change something on it, I'm already kind of like SOL. Is that open? Hello? It is not. Let me catch up here. I can't make my card disappear. I'll make the thing disappear, then invert the shirt out of the result because, yeah, -1. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's if you have two things and you invert both, they're still equivalent, and that's kind of what the idea was. So that's why it's funny. Well, thank you. I love that video. Just somebody's going to say, hey, well, hello, Lon. It's like a puzzle you have to solve. Well, there's that hit of dopamine. Thanks for the follow, Gentile. When you have a problem, and I mean, you can have a problem and you don't know anywhere how to get to the solution, and then that's frustrating. I don't want to spend the time to do that. But most of the time, I can look at it and say, I think I can fix this. And it's when you can figure it out and it works, that it's just awesome. And even if it doesn't work, you've now learned that you can't figure out a solution, and you now learn something you can just ignore later.
You know, I have something I have to figure out this weekend that's gonna probably drive me insane, or I'm gonna fix it. And I'm looking at it right now.
I think this is
sitting on that table.
I'll probably leave it. I think that bright light is too bright. I think it should be darker than that.
It's like, you can see me. That's a problem.
Well, no, I made it brighter because I had it wider last stream, but it's just brighter in my eye. You want to try turning it down just a little bit? I want to see what happens here. It's the left knob.
Your left?
No, your left. Oh, that's the lowest it'll go. Turn the other knob just one notch.
Well, that's the lowest it goes.
Okay, yeah, turn it back on, then turn the other knob one notch.
Which way?
The whatever way. There you go. Nah, I think I swip it back. Maybe I. Oh, you know what? I know what it was. Ha. There we go. No, put it back. Put it back. I need my tungsten, man. No, go the other way. Yeah, keep going. There you go. I just had it closed more. Now I'm blind. I'm not the only one who finds the joy in finding a solution. Oh no, that's like my job has been a lot of that. Is I work in quality, and a lot of that is there's a problem and how do we fix it, and figuring out some way around it.
That's my entire job.
Also, just to double check, last time we had audio issues. Is a little low. Yeah, is the music working? If not, I wouldn't be able to fix it again. I think it should be working now. Nothing to do with SFM stuff, but it's just me or the background music is glitchy. I mean, your voice is fine, but the music behind doesn't work that well for me. Okay, well...
I can hear it.
It's... Okay, so it is lagging? Okay, Because that is going through...
The mixer.
No. Well, it's going through that, and that could be the cause of it. Super choppy. Because it was working once before, and then I checked a recording... I checked the recording.
Yeah, it's that.
And the recording was fine, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the stream didn't have distortion. No, that'd be weird, because it would be the whole audio, and I would be too. Because I listened to last time. Yeah.
Well, music is off now.
All right, see you later, Waffle. Sorry. Yeah, because that's Twitch, so I can't do anything about that. What was I going to do here? Oh, no, so that I did the full render for everything. Oh, no, that's the bad render. It crashed last night.
You can still give her a juice box in the green version.
This is the full render, and it is 2,800 frames, 2,700 frames, because I did 3 cameras, and then the green screen version in the exact same. But I lowered the quality because I didn't care. So I'll just turn up the music again. I'll look into it more. I did, but I guess there's something else going on with that. So I had to figure out what's causing. It could be the digital.
Do you want me to sing
mixer?
the stream to make up for it?
No.
I can hum a tune.
No.
La da 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 da.
Is that like the Tetris
I'm
theme?
just kind of thinking of the song as I go. I'm not
You're making something up?
making it up.
This is history being made.
Yeah, that's the Mike song. I named it.
The Mike song.
Very creative. See, he likes it.
All right, so for these lights,
Oh, jeez.
I need to make it. Oh, I need to do the backgrounds first. So these backlights are fine. This light needs to be green. I don't want to do that green though. I think what I want to do is a hue of green, or like a lighter green, but not pure green, because I think that might be a little bit awkward. Like something like this, I think would be better. Great background music. Do continue. They want more Mike song. It's good, like jazz.
Oh.
Well,
We go skiddly bop beep.
hold on,
Or you gotta throw a chicka chicka in there somewhere. Because that's always fun.
Hold on. Okay, hold on. We're gonna do something here.
Should I be putting my headset back on?
No, you're fine. Well, maybe. No, you actually wouldn't matter for you. Okay. So. Wait, hold on. So I want you to sing the Michael song.
Doot, da da doot, da da dee da 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 doot, da da diddly diddly doot doot doot, diddly diddly do da boop. That's the Michael song.
Okay, I'm cutting out the It's Michael song part.
But that's how you title songs. Every artist should finish their song, singing their song by saying, "And that was this song."
And that was this song. Okay, now we're going to export this as we're going to put it in music. So this is called the Mike song. So I don't have a capture on this side here. Okay, I'm going to say okay. I just learned how to do this, so we're going to do...
I don't know what's happening. I'm scared.
Okay, and we're going to set that, and then music, and then...
It's the only song you need. Da-da-doot, da-da-dee-da-da-da-doot, da-da-diddly-diddly-doot-doot-doot, diddly-diddly-do-da-boop. I can't hear anything. Da-da-doot.
You guys hear Michael?
Diddly diddly doo 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 diddly diddly doo da boo.
Oh, we're gonna turn Michael down.
I can't hear it.
Hold on, I have to. Oh, that was what I had to do. Is turn on monitoring. It'll come up through here.
Diddly diddly doo da boo.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna turn that down. Let me know if that's barely audible, and then that's perfect. And then I'm gonna turn up monitoring, so I'm not having that play through my speaker.
You're just gonna make it play at the poor stream.
I'll let that go for a little while. I need this back.
Those poor souls.
You're the ones that sang to them.
Yes.
Send the Mike song as a file on Discord so someone can remix it. Okay.
No. None of this is a good idea.
It's gonna so
It's gonna be like the next Windows song remix.
And then we'll do so we're gonna put it there. And then I'm gonna go on. Okay, we're gonna go in here.
Oh, that poor Flutters.
And then where is there's music and okay. Okay, I just put it in the general chat there. So we have the Mike song. It is on the Discord in general. for those who wanted the Mike song. And it will keep letting it just...
Somebody's saying awesome.
Yes.
No.
And if somebody can make a good remix, like...
That is an impossible task you've just placed upon them.
To make a...
You cannot make that.
Maybe. Oh yeah, I did save Hulker Shy. Well, no, she was protecting my table. So since we had a bunch of snow earlier today, I went outside and I put her on the table, and then a little while later, she was getting well covered, and then she was just gone. but I saved her. She is okay. It's just a little cold. But she's fine.
Listen, he abuses horses all day. You should all know this.
It is a pastime.
Yes.
Why is this not? Oh, I'm on work camera. Okay, so that backlight is fine. I'm probably gonna I might need to make the backlights a little brighter because the dark edges make it edgy. The problem is if I make the backlight brighter, it's probably going to run into crash territory again. Because I can guarantee you, let's just see. I'm going to take this and I'm going to become it. And I'm just going to churn this way. And it crashed.
It's something to do with, it looks like it's something to do with the light that's like through the blinds.
No,
the
there's actually main 3 and main 4, which are other lights that are right around Sweetie Belle or Sweetie Bot. Those also caused a crash. I had to shut them off. But those crashed as soon as I opened the software. I had to get it open and shut off lights before I got in there. Otherwise, I couldn't open it. Next official stream background music. Sure. As long as it's good. Thank you for the follow, Sandman. I hope you can enjoy the mic song that's playing. It is very. I have no idea.
Something with error on it.
Oh no! It means Steam's disconnected. Yeah, disconnected. Hold on, making sure it wasn't like internet going out. So I'm like,
No, just Steam derping.
Okay. So I'm gonna worry about the background last then. Because what I can do is if the error is about getting the light to a specific location, what I can do is you just shut off lights and then I basically can fly freely. I don't have to worry about any crashing because it's the light interacting with something when it's on camera. So I'm free to do anything this way. That's why I was able to get stuff done. But as soon as I switch to this, then it has some problems. I just realized I didn't finish the ceiling over here.
So why did you go back now?
No, the idea was that camera is going to be controlled in post. So the final video is probably only going to be 1080, but I'm giving it in 4K because then they can zoom in and not lose quality. It's the reason, like, you've ever heard of a Red camera? They're like a $50,000 camera, but it's because they record in 8K. So by recording in 8K, you can then zoom in to this on the screen by twice as, or shrink it down or crop it by half as much, and you're still running at 4K. So you're able to do zooms and cropping and playing with the image because you rendered it so big. It's kind of the same thing here, where if you render it at a much higher resolution, you can actually go and zoom in on it, and it technically is the same as rendering at that resolution. So if you're not using the exact resolution, it could soften some edges. It won't be super crisp, but it's still there.
Something. Screen stopped working. Yeah, your internet did go out.
It still shows that I
I think
am...
you're back now or you wouldn't be getting those messages. You had a glitch in the matrix.
No, well, Steam is stopped working. I thought you said stream. I'm like... But I'm looking, I'm like, everything's running.
Okay.
Yeah, don't do that to me.
I thought it said stream too.
It says Steam and stream. There's one letter different and you're blind. That's fine. I don't need Steam. I was like, have I been talking to myself?
It's like, I don't need Steam. Heck, I don't need Valve.
But then they're like, Half-Life 3, and you're like, Valve, please, come back.
That's why it was with Alex.
All right, so we're gonna just, I think right now, just go pure green on this. Like, that's not what I'm looking for.
I mean, that's the level of red you're using.
I know, but I'm supposed to make it look more calm. Like, having the harsh shadows in the red makes it look like evilish. So what I probably want to do here...
Did they say go with green?
Mainly green eyes.
I was thinking, because their eyes are green.
But what I'll do is I think some of these are just going to go white. And I'm going to probably do some green hints around it. But in general, it's probably going to just be that she is brighter in general with a little bit of the green. So like right now, there's a couple... Actually, I think this red too could work in green.
I almost think you go like a light blue with like green accents.
Actually, a lot of there is mixed on her some blue lights coming from the edges because it's a better if I can't make it black because it would just make it too dark. The other option is to go with a deep blue because our eyes see it the same way, like an indigo. Is it awesome? Means Sweetie Bot. I've been wanting to do a Sweetie. This save file that I have this on right now, I actually made like 2 years ago, and I've been wanting to do something like that. And then it just had an opportunity come up to do it for somebody. I originally, and I still want to go back to at some point, I wanted to do where I would make detailed animated loops, which is what this is. So this is actually animated. I wanted to do some super detailed animated loops that people could buy the rights to with 4K, and if they needed to, re-render it with a different model in there. And therefore, instead of having a commission that is made really expensive because you're doing hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of work, it could be a very cheap thing that because I can have a similar thing put out to multiple people. So as a way of trying to find a niche in the market that doesn't exist. I just never got around to actually doing it because I wanted to have examples, like 3. I wanted to do 4 initially. The pre-roll, like this thing that comes up before the stream is actually one of them. It was originally with it was Spitfire standing there, and so I still want to go back to that. But one of those was Sweetie Belle or Sweetie Bot, but this is completely different than the idea I originally had. But it's fine because it's still cool. I am actually going to change her expressions here too. So I don't want her being angry. She's going to be sad.
Aww. It's gonna give that robot a hug.
And the thing is, angry is one of those that's funny. Is if you have angry eyes or sad eyes, the mouth still works, whether they're angry or not.
It's all in the eyes.
Yeah. There would be a Spanish Inquisition. Yes. You're working on the Mike Song remix right now.
Who's doing this and why? You should.
Anything if all you did to the background was add a triangle hit at the end, it would still improve it. It needs more cowbell.
Needs more dogs barking.
But
not rat horses. So it needs socks, juice boxes, and more derbies. Like everything.
So see, like these are really, really bright green. I do not want to do that. I don't mind having some green, like that maybe.
It seems like not enough.
But the idea is that her eyes are going to be green, so that is going to be the central point of green. If I do too much green, then the red light feels like it works, green light doesn't feel natural.
I would say put the green laser in the green eyes.
The green laser?
Yeah, it can make the laser green, right?
No, it's a gun.
Yeah.
No.
You gotta make the laser green.
No, I'm gonna have no laser. Because she's not. The guns are gonna be aimed downwards.
Well, it would mean that if they're on safety or something. I don't know.
They're on safety?
How robot guns work.
How would she have a safety on? It's attached to her. Does she reach over to flip the switch?
It just means she's like powered down or something. That they're not active. Should make it like green.
No, green usually means go. Red means inactive.
But you're doing the opposite. Red means hot.
No, red means angry. Because she's Your patience ponies is extraordinary. I've been working with a major private past 3 weeks, and oh my god, pony limbs. I wouldn't call it patience. It's more of, I think I've just adjusted to that's just the way the projects work, and so I don't know, it doesn't it's just, to me, that's just the way it is. It's not like I'm thinking, oh my god, this is taking forever. No, this is how long it normally takes. It's just part of the process, which is fine. Do you guys want me to still play Michael's song? I don't know. I just realized it's still playing. You tell me when to make it stop, and I will make it stop.
Look at that. Look at all those people who are like, yeah.
I like either.
Green light.
Red means evil and green means eco-friendly. Yeah, she's in battery saver.
Yes.
Which is this one?
Ooh, that's weird.
If volumetric lights take us, you have to give it processing time to get it removed. So anytime you change something, it just keeps adding it up on top of itself. So, but I don't know which light this is. Oh, it's at the front of the gun. Okay, yeah, I want that to be a dimmish green. Which is this one? Oh, that's the undergun. So that is going to be kind of a dimmish green as well. And see, that's the kind of a green that works. Because her eyes are going to be that bright green.
Just got that one red light sticking out.
Oh, why is this called red? It's not red. Whatever. Okay. This one right here? I'm probably going to shut it off. Because as of right now, it's glowing. So I go to guns. To make one part of a model glow and not the others, there's only two ways to do that. And that is to have a separate texture or a mask. And either one I can get rid of. Or change. So we're going to go in here. This does not have separate bits.
I think Red Center wants that song just played throughout the house all day.
Never make it stop. Mike needs to be on the background music. Okay, so what particle are you using for the jetpack flame? That is not a particle. That is a light. It is actually 3 lights. So if I go and turn off the lights, actually I'll go away. It was an idea I had, and I wanted to see if it would work, and it did. Again, this is going to crash if I look that direction. So if I kind of come in from the angle, I'm fine. Again, ignore the invisibility thing. So these are actually lights, and you can see them animated here. So what this is 2 lights actually at this location. That's the other one. So you can see this one is this is the small one. So this one's the little interior one here. And then the larger one that goes out to here. And it is a light that has a very sharp cutoff. So its far edge is at the minimum, because that will cause, for the small one here, you can see it extend that. It'll make it a flat line, which is fine because at an angle, it actually softens it quite a bit. So it's very, very sharp. And then I brought this near edge actually up a little bit so it kind of fades as it gets closer to the light source. And then I took the rotation for this. So I put the noise really, really high. So it kind of had that weird line thing. And these are textured with a gobo that is a ring, so that the actual light itself is just a ring. I put the noise all the way up, which does make looping hard because it won't actually fully loop. But as you can see here, I just took its rotation and just added a ton of jitter to it. So even when it hits that change point, you're not going to notice that it jumped because it's all over the place. And that's really what I did there. And then I just added some extra jitter for how far the cut on was here. You can see that jittering around. And with both of these, I slowed it down a little bit for the outer one. And then I just added another volumetric light that's inside the bit pointing down to just kind of cause an overglow. But I was wondering if it would work, and it actually worked beautifully. So I was super surprised or not surprised, but I was happy with how it turned out. But there's no particles. Particles would have been more difficult to try to get that done with. And I already had a ring, gobo light I already made, so it's really easy. So yeah, I'm really, really happy with how that turned out. And then there's a bigger one in the back too. Technically, having this kind of go forward and backwards would probably make more sense too, but I don't care enough. Yeah, but some of these you can actually see here. This is the cutoff point. But you're not, it jumps there, but some of these move so fast because, again, you're rendering by frame. So this is what the frames look like when you do it. You're not going to notice that jump because every frame is so different from the next. You're not going to see that. You're going to see this.
Can you back that up a little bit?
Why?
I'm curious about something. You're cooking her tail, man.
No.
Don't catch fire. That's a safety.
I did have to move it because it was in the flame for a little bit. Well, because originally I had the camera the camera was a little bit further to her left, and it was requested to have it go a bit more to the right. And so I did that, but then that did cause the flame had to be moved and it went right into her tail. So I moved the tail down. Thanks for the follow, dude. The matter should be, I have a light for that. Lights, I even did the tutorial a little bit ago about negative lights. Lights are super powerful. You can do super weird, cool things with lights. You can add decals. It's amazing what you can do with lights. So the fact that you can do this doesn't surprise me at all, or at least to get a good effect for it.
Somebody in Germany's up really late.
Waiting from Germany? Yeah. Oh my god. Well, no, it's like, is it midnight?
It's probably later than that.
No, because UTC time for 8 o'clock is 1 a.m. and UTC is, I think, I don't know where is Greenwich? I have no clue. Anyways, it's 1:44. So okay, I was gonna say it might have been further east. 1:44. What are you doing still up?
German things.
German.
Clearly.
Well, I guess that makes sense. I do American things every day. Okay, I'm gonna change these eye colors because I'm curious on something with the eyes.
You ever thought about just doing British things?
Oh, I was gonna do this. So Sentry, there's 3 textures, and I'm kind of curious as to.
Well, that's about right. You're just enjoying your morning there in Australia.
Hello for streams. Hello, Jiggles. Yeah, that's fun to say. 9:45, am I right? 9:45. See, that's what's always tough is I always try to figure out like what time should I stream at, and like anytime you pick, you're screwing somebody over. Oh no, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to open.
You should stream only at like noon.
Here's a tip if you want to find a texture or jump to a texture really quickly in SFM. Is if you have an override on it, which this does, you go into the material and you copy what's under the material name. Just copy it all. Then right-click your model again and say Show in Game, Model, and Explorer. It'll pop open immediately to the game folder. As you can see, it goes backwards, Buildables, Models, then TF. So TF being the game. So I'm just going to go to the TF folder, open Materials, / paste that, remove the texture name. I'm in the folder. That was really quick. But it's just a cheap way to get there. So I need to figure out which of these is my glow. Being that there is actually 3 of these. Okay, so Sentry 2, 1, 3. Okay, and that's, but I only see. Oh. Okay, so it's using different pieces from these different textures. I'm guessing this is the different upgrades for it. So, okay, I see a red light on there, which means this is going to have a self-illum. Yep. Where's my self-illum mask? There should be a self-illumination mask.
I mean, the show is still kind of running. It's not as good anymore. I haven't kept up with the new Pony Life episodes for like the last 3 weeks. It's fine. They are continuing season 10 in the comics. Some people are mixed about that. I think it really depends who's writing the script for the comics, because if it's not like the regular writers, then it's just IDW making more comics and slapping season 10 on them to try to sell more of them. Which is fine, but it's really not the show anymore, if that's the case.
Okay, so the fact that she is perfectly black and these are showing is not actually part of the model's textures. That was me. I wanted to get her in pitch black darkness, but this map had pre-made lighting, so I have a a light redirect, that all of the model's lighting is taking the model or the lighting from the map in a different location, but I didn't do it for all the models like this one. So that is why that is doing that. But what is... I think this, the best way to do this is to do my normal test of, we're going to just say float alpha. Okay, it is not that texture. I have a feeling it's this one, but that's the one I looked at, so that is
Rainbow Dash.
got a random emote. It's Rainbow Dash. Hi chat. Hello Pat. Welcome. So self-illumination. Wait, what am I doing? That should be it. Actually, I was stupid. I was making them more complicated than they probably needed to be. And there, now it's off. It's still there, but it's not illuminated anymore. Oh, and it actually got rid of the light for that too. Which means I'm going to try something else.
You need a lot of boops in your songs. This is true.
Beep, 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 boop. Yeah, actually, that's. Did you say boop in your song?
Boops are very important.
Did you say it in your song?
I don't remember.
I don't think we can have a mic song if you're not saying boop.
Boop, 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 boop.
I think you just speak in boops, but I've learned to understand it, and I can't tell the difference.
Yes, downstream just hears boop, boop, a boop, 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 and you're like, yes, Mike.
I have a translator built in,
Yes.
so they can.
It's all coming out as boops.
So what I'm going to do here is, I'm thinking that it's using the alpha mask on this, because if you open up this texture and I go to my channels, you'll see in the alpha that this is a super, super bright spot here, which to me means that it is utilizing this. So what we're going to do is we're going to, probably can make that bigger. We're going to get rid of this. I just want it to be nothing. I want it to be off. So we're going to get rid of that. I'm going to swap back. Actually, I guess I could probably just, remove the red from this too. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Yeah, there, is that fine? You know what? Give me whatever. Let's do this the easier way. We're gonna go here, image.
Select color.
Why can't I not? It's RGB. Okay. You can either try to figure out what was causing the problem, or just say screw it and reopen it. Wow, it's fixed. All right, we're gonna go select adjustments, hue.
Help yourself. You got big red eye, that horse.
Oh,
maybe there's just like an ink
reds
test somewhere. Like, so what do you see in this picture? Horse. Oh, this one. It's a horse. That's a horse in socks.
it's like all we've shown you is pictures of apples.
Yes. It's not even an ink block test. It's like, that's a picture of my family on the desk.
This is just a picture of white paper.
We haven't started yet. That's the form you have to fill out, your insurance form.
You have to fill out the insurance form for a
psychiatrist.
what was the ink? Well, no, ink blind is called Rorschach test. Okay. Thanks for the follow. Be best. Noah is best.
Remember when that used to be a horse? Those were good times.
Yeah, it was a time.
Man, I did try to traumatize you about hearing that bark when we played the game.
It wasn't barking. It was just whining.
We were beating it to death. What'd you expect?
You were too.
Yeah. But maybe I wanted to traumatize.
No, most of the time you're like, can we capture this one? Or we're like, Michael, this is an elder dragon. We can't capture them. And you still ask.
Can't keep track of who is and isn't old. He's too old to be captured.
She.
Sure, it's purple.
This is missing textures. Okay, there we go. Off.
Meh.
Okay, so that one's fixed.
Just looks like it faded out of existence.
Now we need to do her eyes. So this eye, I think I can do pretty easy, though it should have a green variant of the volumetric. Oh.
And the other eye just Blackjack's eye or something.
No, this is Sweetie. Oh, this is a eye from Future Twi, and this is an eye from Sweetie Bot. I'm streaming art. Yes, I can't, like, there used to be, I could choose SFM. I was actually going to also add, like, a super tiny light that would actually follow this little trail around her face, and I could do it, but that was when I started having the crashing issue with lights, and so I stopped caring enough. Okay, so this is her head. We're gonna go in here. And iris red, mad thin. I'm just gonna go into this folder, and then we're just gonna explore.
The only good art is pictures of horses. Everyone knows this.
What if the horses are being blown up?
That's sad art.
But it's
Oh, which horses?
male horses.
That's fine.
Murder is okay. Michael says it. Wait, Irish green.
No one cares about stallions. Argon says hello.
Hello, Fixan. I am material. I think this is actually.
Oh, that was weird. Please do that again. Oh, that's cool.
It's all just the mechanicals that I threw inside of her.
So now we know what horses look like on the inside.
It was all stuff that just looked neat from different angles. So this is her head. Socket. Okay. So, oh, that's very bloody. I could have actually used that. Yeah, I could have. Oh, I should have looked at the stuff a little bit beforehand. A little late now, but. But apparently, not seeing what I want. But this. Okay, so there is a green. I probably made this before. Yeah, I did. That exists because I needed it.
It's like, it's amazing. It's almost like this is exactly what I need. Almost like I made it myself.
Okay, so that is not the texture I'm looking for.
These are not the textures you're looking for.
What's the texture I'm looking for? Iris purple? Iris red. Yeah, iris red, mad thin.
Purple eyes would be cool. Why do you have purple eyes?
That might have came with it. I don't remember. Oh no, actually, well, I have an export of it, so maybe I did do it.
Oh, it wasn't the other.
It shows 2018. Oh, yeah, I've used the eye for other things, so yeah, that might have been. Red. Yeah, it's just a base texture. When in doubt, make invisible. Okay, so that is definitely not the right texture, but it is the right bit. It might be part of the socket. Am I just blind somewhere? the only one I can see it being the texture for. Unless it's based, like this one is tied to something else. But, okay, so there's eyeball, medium, and small. I feel like I'm missing some stuff here. I might just be blind too. Let's do this one for right now. So if I do this string, that also didn't work. I feel like there's something going on here.
If only your eyes could see a little better.
That's really creepy looking. His hand.
You're looking for the eye.
You're looking for essentially. Oh, okay. Here's the standard eyeball, right? Okay. Oh, so I'm already overriding that. Oh, I'm in the wrong folder. That's. No, I'm in the right folder. Okay. So okay. So this is red. Let me see. Have I already made a green? I don't know. I don't really care. So so I need to get to this folder. I thought I would have. No. There we go. I do not have a green. All right, so we make a green. Where's the red? I have not exported red. Wait. Oh, that's the inside of the eye. I need pupil. There we go.
Okay, that's creepy looking.
Don't pay attention for what's behind the screen. You know, I copied the right bit and then I got rid of the end out of habit. We need. Alright, let's go back. Nope. So we need to put people red here. And now we will open this. Hue. This be like.
I don't remember what Sweetie's Bell's eyes look like.
I'll say that's a good green. Okay. Save as something so simple as make green. It's like, oh, I only have to change about 400 things. All right, now we get this. We're going to import the green. Uncheck normal map because for some reason it's doing that. Double check no level of detail. Save as pupil right green. Okay, now this might not work because I didn't have a texture to begin with. There. Okay, so her eye is green now.
Her cuteness has improved. I will
and
acknowledge
her eye light should be green. There we go. Still need to fix this though. So where are you hiding? Only one I can think of is right here.
It's in the eye of the folder. The eye folder. Do you get it? Do you get it, Stream? Stream gets it.
Try to punch him. Also, it's still playing Mike's song.
Yes,
do you really? Do you want me to keep playing that?
I have no idea how bad it is. I'm glad.
I can't hear it because it's going to the other computer. So I'm making everybody else suffer.
23 people are still viewing despite the song.
It's really quiet though. I've kept it low. What's the software called? For the video editing, I've been using Photoshop. This for importing textures and something or whatever is called VTF Edit.
Or is he asking about Source Filmmaker?
Well, he's been here before. He should know it. You're making us. You still want to listen? And I won't. If that's what you wish, sure.
Understand more about the truth.
It could be. No, that's the back of the eye. Did you steal something from work?
No, it's my ruler.
Oh, the ruler from you almost dumping yourself in the snow?
That would have been fun.
It would have been.
Oh! It didn't happen, though.
For some reason, I redirected from the red texture to the purple and put the red in the purple. Whatever. That would be why it wasn't working.
The purple checker pattern eye is my favorite.
So I already have green, but it's not mad. It's just green thin. Underscore 00. Ha!
Yay! Aww.
She feeks. She feeks. Only thing I don't like now is that she's green, but then it's still big red box.
I'm trying to remember, what was the name of that one Sweetie Bot video where she was like glitching out after receiving damage?
That was Bench Thief made that. It was from Prince Whatever's first was it his first song? It might have been his second destabilized song.
I think my favorite part of that video was the end of it where Sweetie Bot bursts back into Rarity's boutique, and Rarity's conflicted, and Sweetie Belle's just scared. She doesn't know what's going on. She doesn't realize she's a robot. And Rarity's conflicted because her sister's a robot, and she's like, "What happened to my actual sister?" But the robot doesn't know any better.
Or that maybe that was your sister.
Maybe?
You don't know. You're implying that creature needs to be destroyed, but it's boopable.
No, it doesn't.
How about a robot mirror? Is that the same? Is that okay?
I mean, I couldn't hurt Sweetie Bot if that's what you're asking. She's too cute.
But is it just as boopable?
It's pretty boopable.
Pretty boopable? I mean, it's gonna be like ting ting ting.
I mean, it's still, she's cute. She's cute. She does, her hooves do look cold. And I'm just saying, she might do well with some socks. But, I mean, that's neither here or now.
So why is... Where's the model?
Disco hair.
Okay. I don't know why it's not hitting these models, though. Oh, no, it is. It is. It's just she's taking on a different brightness. So I moved the light into position when the lights were off. But something like that is a lot more balanced. Now I feel like I think actually if I take some of these blue lights and I make them greenish. It's still too green though. Something like that. Where it's green but subtle. I think if I can do that. Which one is this? Oh, that's barely anything. That's like hitting your top of her head. I'll just leave that as is. So I think the only thing I might do different is her eye here and the socket right here. So that was, and I did check that. This is socket. I want to darken that because it just seems weird having it so bright. So I'm just going to add color. That should make it not do anything. Damn it. Oh, that's the purple part of it. Okay. What's the rest of it? I have a feeling that's part of the body texture. But this new light I put in is probably what's making that bright. Yeah. I might just leave it. Who cares?
Her eye seems a little overly bright.
Peace is temporary, but boop is eternal. That sounds like a Mikeism.
It sounds like an excuse I would make, like, for, like, disrupting an entire community. Like, it was a peaceful town before you came.
As you've been running through the city, murdering people by punching them in the face, and like screaming that at the top of your lungs. Peace is temporary, but boop is as you hold a book in one hand and you just.
I'm preaching the word of the boop.
Couldn't come up with something better than that.
The word of the boop.
The word of the boop.
Yes, that's the religion.
it's like all praise boop boop. Is it like how you pray?
Yes.
Instead of like.
It's like this.
Instead of this,
That's the way
and then let us all bring our hands to the legendary device. Boop.
We have like 4 statues in the doorway.
So is it like this?
It's like boop, boop, boop. You got boop besides the nose.
It's like eyes, shoulders, knees, and toes, but you're just like nose.
That's the Holy Trinity: head, shoulders,
knees and boop, quads.
It's not the Trinity; it's the quad.
Tolders.
Tolders.
What is tolders?
They're a sad mutation. They're toes on your shoulders.
Shoulder toes.
Shoulder toes. Toes.
How do those work? Can you describe this?
Well, you see, they got little toes, and
I don't want to see.
They're like shoulder pads, but they wiggle.
Okay.
You get jam in them.
How'd you get jam in them? How'd you get toes?
They're toes.
It's like all you thought was toes, and what else? Like, where can I carry on toes? The only thing you can think of is toe jam.
Yes. And Earl.
Earl?
It's an old game from like the 90s. It's called Toe Jam and Earl.
Toe jam and Earl.
I'm making a very, very, very vague reference that only 90s kids will get.
Oh my god.
Look at him.
What the hell is this?
That's Toe Jam and Earl. They're jamming. It was so 90s it hurt.
Oh my god. He's got 3 feet.
That's why his name's Toe Jam. He dances and he's got lots of toes. And then there's Earl.
Jamming.
Yeah.
Why is Earl...
He got a hot dog. It was the 90s.
I feel like that's fat shaming.
Well, that was the 90s again.
Oh.
Yes. The 90s had lots of that. But he was cool.
Wait, I want to close that. I don't want that. Like, can I remove that from my history now? Like, what is this? What is he supposed to be?
He's Toe Jam. It's essentially SpongeBob and Patrick before.
Oh, that is kind of. That is Patrick. What is he? What is this? No, the orange. Well, I would ask the question there, but sure. This is a starfish.
Yes.
Really?
Alien starfish.
They made a 3rd game.
Apparently for the Xbox. Yes.
Mission to.
That's a what?
You have
a good game.
You have a disturbing childhood. You can get the plushes.
Oh, $80. Holy crap!
It's on Etsy. It's custom.
Yeah, if it was ponies, I'd be like, $80. I'm gonna go upstairs and buy that right now. But it's like, oh no.
Sponge, sorry. Yes. All right. So, along with her now. So the lights are kind of where I want. I don't like the fact that the rockets are red. If I had the ability to go back and change something, and I don't want to re-render everything, I would probably change that from red. Actually, let me check.
They're a TV series. Like a season.
Okay, so it is noticeably red. Because I could just dumb it down so that it's not as red.
Could make it, color.
If I did, I'd have to re-render everything.
What? Oh, her red?
No, this red.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the other one. Oh,
No,
that.
well, I could, but then that's not a light. That is something that...
Just shine a green light on it. Make it
No.
more green.
I like how she's kind of here. It just seems weird that stands out as red as it is.
Darken it up, maybe?
I could decrease the saturation so that it's not as red, but I can't change it from red because swapping to it and suddenly having the rocket itself change color seems weird. That's why if I had the ability, I hadn't rendered it yet, I would have changed it to a darker gray.
Just have it like sagging, pointing down or something.
It will be. That's the next thing I needed to do here. So the nice thing with a lot of this is most of the stuff is already done. So even the motion and everything, I could basically leave it as is. I just have to readjust her positioning a little bit. So, for instance, let's go to her guns. So this one, we're just going to turn this one down. I'm going to have to adjust some of the lighting positions. But that's fine for now. So we'll do that. This one, and actually I'm going to turn off the lights because I don't want to have that error crash me. Actually, before I do that, what I need to do is... No, I'm good. Thank you. Is this actually has an arm that it is connected to. So this is left arm and right arm. So this looks like right arm. I want to make sure I'm correctly bending the stuff all the way down. And I'll probably have to add a little animation to those because there is none. But I'm going to assume that this thing can rotate. I think what I'm going to need to do, though, I was actually going to pull this, push it forward, but I should actually be pulling it back. So I'm going to turn that and turn that. Okay. Same thing. This one's a little bit different angle. We're going to do the same thing on this one. This one is already kind of down, but I don't want to just leave it in the same position. So we're going to turn it down like this. Okay, and I realized too that that rocket's not really attached to her, and from behind you kind of can tell that it's not connected to her. But with the lighting, it's actually hard to tell, so I'm just going to leave it. Somebody will notice, and then I'll get angry at that person for no reason. So this one is rocket. You know, actually, I did bring over the different camera shots. That's not loud. So the different camera shots I originally had, it's not going to matter now, but it's this one. Then there's one up close to her face with the gun pointing out, and then another one that's further back. So it's just kind of 3 different camera angles. That wasn't asked for, but I just wanted it. What did he destroy this time? No, he was using the ice machine. He demands drinks. So I want to kind of have this drooping more. So I think like that might work good. And thanks for the follow, VT Films.
Hi, Machine. It's either loud or your mic is very sensitive. Or maybe it's both.
Or, well, it's going to pick up anything that's basically not noise canceled. I haven't set up the gate correctly on this yet.
It's very pretty outside.
Oh yeah, because all the lights, you know, everything glows. Yeah, this back here is still dark because there's no lights back there until the trees empty out. All right, so now I need to make her droop a bit more. So I need my secondary camera for this. Okay.
Give any consideration to giving her a scrunch face. That's what I get for wanting adorables. He tortures bones. It's his favorite pastime.
See, anytime he asks for something, I give the opposite until he's not here. Then anything he says not to do, I just do.
It's the cruel joke. So cool.
So we're going to see if we go lazy with this. So I'm just going to decrease, or I'm just going to drop some of the arm bits here. Everything should still stay attached. When I was doing some of this, so like when I was doing the like little cables here, originally what I was thinking about tying two to different bones, and then you would, because there's actually, like, you can see how many bones are on these little cables, so I had to manually adjust them all. I was thinking about you bake the animation and then go down the chain, and every one like put 10% less animation, so then technically it would actually stretch and move, but as soon as I went and adjusted anything, it would break it again. So I decided, since I had to do this part, that I would not go that route. So we're going to just take this one and droop it a little. We're going to take this one and droop it a bit more. And then we're going to... Can I turn the pelvis? No. Damn it. And I say no because there's certain bones here that are just not going to work well to move. This being one of them. I might be able to do this bone, though. I don't think that one has any motion. Oh, no, it does. If I adjust it, though, it looks like it still stays. So we're gonna go with it. So what I wanted to do was see if I could back this up. It's not even in this room. Damn it, Michael! You're only one. You cheapskate. Give me more money. Well, go buy more. So this does kind of break things. To do some of those positionings, but I kind of still want to. And I'm going to see how it goes. So problem is I'm going to lose the air, what she was looking at originally. And now, because I changed her positioning, it makes her eyes look off. Because this eye is tied to something, this one isn't. Move that one down a little bit, and then I'm going to take the other one. Let's rotate it up a bit. A little down. Does it look like it's looking at you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bit better. There, that feels better.
I think the idea of a robot pony, or even like super interactive VR that's going to be inevitable in the future, is the one reason I am sad that I live in this time. And not in the future,
but
where we have happy horse robots.
You know that the dev tools all exist right now. And they have plenty in VR.
No, it's not good.
Well, then you make it. Thanks, photographer. Derpy derp derp. Yes, lots of derp.
I got a decent VR, and even Alex.
What have you done? You've created a remix of the Mike song. Thanks for the follow bar. Uh-oh. I bet you it is a beautiful song. I don't know how I'm gonna do this neck right. In Discord General. Okay, it's probably gonna glitch or like do whatever on your side. Well, yeah, well, now if you unplug it, I have to reset your audio.
Oh. I'm a problem child.
Yeah, you are.
Stop singing!
Just stop singing. Yes.
I was like, this is just the same thing. And then stop singing. And then...
You know what the best part is?
The boop.
It's still playing.
So bad.
Well, I can make it. Hold on. We can make it so that everybody can hear it better. Is that better? Can everybody hear the Michael? Hello, Zod. Wait. You could do your own remix, because they can hear you.
I used to do a whole album and every song just like, yeah, this is track number 5.
Do a remix to your own song.
I can just do the Mario song. It'd be...
Of the boop to stop singing. Yes. So yeah, you did do boops. Because that's how sounds are made, with boops.
All sound and all of existence is just a series of boops. Set different tones. No.
It's because I have... I don't know, I think I'll keep that. I have to unlock your shoulders.
What a cruel existence. To be given all those emotions and then find out that you're just a robot. No. Somebody get duct tape. Some crazy glue. Stick back on there.
Well, I don't like having too much of the whites of the eyes. Well, I think actually what I can do is... It might be hard to do, though. I'm going to try it. We're going to grab chest 1, and we're going to bend this actually a good bit backwards. And then move her a little bit backwards. And then grab her chest too. Okay. Now, neck back and head forward.
She's got a lump.
Hmm?
Your shoulder looks like it's a lump.
I can probably actually bring them down a little bit because I have them up high. Thank you. Thank you for the question. Make Mike's song his mix song plus Derpy. Keep up the great work. Yes, keep up your amazing singing career, Michael.
Yes. I told you it's gonna be just a whole album of me going, this is song number 10. Ba-ba-da-boo-ba-doo-boo. Beep-ba-da-boo-ba-doo-boo. Beep-ba-da-boo. Beep-ba-da-da. Boo-ba-da-doo-da-da-da-bop-bop-bop. And that'll be the song. And then I'll be like, okay, that was song 10. We're gonna do song, we're going to 15. We're skipping 11 through 14.
Nobody stopped
We're going to 15.
And we never stopped recording that entire time. You're gonna say at the end, and then that was the song, and now we're gonna go to the next track.
It's just gonna end with like, I'm running out of tape. Because we're recording this on like a cassette. It's just, it's the level of recording quality that we have.
You know, I'm not liking her standing position as much. I think I'm gonna go back to this a little bit. So I think
Why are the barrels still spinning?
because I haven't made them stop yet. Shut up, Michael. There. The gun is no spin.
Now, add Derpy in the background.
This barrel still twitches though, I think. Yeah. So I need to fix that as well. There's a Derpy in the background?
There should be.
No.
I figured if I could do one thing, I might be able to get a Derpy, but it seems there are limits. It's like,
No.
he's well aware if he gives me an inch, I'll take a mile. So, he just tortures ponies whenever asked for things.
This is why you don't leave. I own you.
I mean, kinda. Sure. As I smile and write help on the back of my hand in a pen and wave it like, how's the stream doing?
Oh, there we go. Like, I was handpicked for a Excel energy survey.
I don't know what that
And
means.
if I take the survey, I'm entered for a chance to win $100. All I have to do is
Probably like
surrender my
$100.
privacy.
Yeah. You don't, stop. Nobody has privacy anymore. That was a 90s thing.
We don't have privacy anymore, so fuck it. Just everywhere. Take my social security
They already
number.
got it.
Social security?
Probably. It's just the only reason people don't like rapidly steal from one another. I mean, like the second you hand over your debit card or credit card to somebody working at like freaking Denny's, that's about as big a security risk as you're ever gonna get. That person can just take down all your information right then and there. The only reason they don't is because most people aren't awful. That's really the best protection that we all have, is that just most people aren't awful.
Oh yeah, that's the one thing too. I couldn't figure out how to fix. It sounds weird, but there's a slight hitch in the head. If you watch right there, where it kind of does a little wobble. I can't fix that because to do it, I have to lock the head to the environment because there's too many other trail things that are causing the wobble. And normally to fix it, I would lock the head to the environment, smooth it, and then relock it back. I can't really do that with this one because if I unlock it, it breaks other things. So I'm actually kind of stuck with it. But it's minor. I really don't care. 17% of audio works despite having absolutely no knowledge experience because I want to make the MLP theme entirely out of Mike saying boop. Does anybody have any tips?
Boop, boop, boop. That's just a simple like audio.
Yeah, well, or
I can know that in Audacity.
you could just have Mike do the whole song and boop. Well, no, all the others you did other sounds too. No, like beep ba doop boop, beep ba doop boop.
The whole thing, like beep da da boop boop, beep da da boop boop, boop 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 boop, beep da da boop boop, better dee da beep 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 boop, beep da dee boop, boop doop doop boop. I don't know the rest of the song.
Beep boop 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 boop, diddle doo 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 doo, diddle
boop and derby doo.
You're done with Mike for today.
It's the Derby Show. It's the Derby Show.
Is that what? Never mind. You need a hobby.
This is my
I do have a hobby. Let's show what Michael's hobby is.
What is my hobby? I'm afraid. Oh no. Yay, Derby.
And then that's it.
Well,
This is all he does. Is he goes and does this. He goes, Derby.
It's a Derby. I did make that one picture of Derby with her in socks and a bridle, but we don't talk about that. It's on Derby Guru somewhere.
Look at this cool picture about Derby.
That's not Derby, but that is cute. She got like, oh no, there's a Derby. Oh no, that's an apple butt.
There's this whole pony looking at the screen, and the first thing you look at is the one that's not turned from it. That's weird.
Derby. I didn't put a butt there. Please go back. Oh no, that's bad.
Who's?
I like the other ones better.
Which
The
one?
dancing man. Look at that guy go. He's like, oh, we gonna watch that. That is an old video. I think that was the loop or something. That's upsetting.
This is okay.
You won't click on it because
No,
it's amazing.
it's weird. This is who these are. It's look at this.
Who does this?
It's Derpy.
Who does these things?
They do it for you, Michael. Actually, there's not as many with Derpy in it as I thought. What is this one? What the hell is going on here? Oh, there's Derpy.
Derpy. The doctor and Nurse 90 dime. Game over. Restart. If they were dressed.
Some people. All right.
Somebody just sits down and thinks, what if they were giraffes in the zoo?
Just go on Derpy Brewer and search "not salmon." It's the best tag because it's just things that make you question existence.
Which is always fun.
So I just feel like right now her neck feels long.
It does.
It feels long. It isn't, but it feels like it based on positioning. Oh, and her, her
Her
hooks.
shoulders just seem awful low.
And they should be, because she's sad. But so there is one problem I have. So remember how before I couldn't get the rocket lights to work?
Yes.
So you have no idea what I'm talking about.
No.
So I couldn't get them to lock to the mechanism, and I figured out that was because it's the bone I was locking to. The parent of that bone was locked to a different bone, and it was causing a conflict. So it worked fine if I locked it directly to her thigh instead of to the rocket. So problem is I can't turn the rocket separate from her thigh now. So now I do want to turn them separate, or I do want to turn this to aim it down. But I have to be careful. No, I can't. I have to now select them all. So I need to make sure I don't have world. I need to do jetpack, and that's this one, right?
Hello, Titan the shapeshifter.
It's Hello Titan. Hello, and hello Hexic. Oh, so you've been here. Have you been here? Oh, you're here. Let me see. You were seeing. Well, you were seeing salmon. Don't look at salmon. It's evil fish.
Salmon's delicious. You just don't know because you've never had good fish.
I've had good fish.
Well, yeah, that's
Just
not
most
deep
fish is
fried.
shit.
No. This is wrong. You can't let me let you cook some like good fish.
I turned the camera into the bad area. And then it crashed. I can't remember when the save is, so I have to load the autosave.
Fingers crossed.
Well, the autosave is always going to be enough. The problem is if you load an autosave, the autosave is deleted, and no autosave then exists. So if you load an autosave and it crashes immediately, the autosave's gone forever.
That's
You can go and copy the autosave, and then it will work. And I've done that when I've had issues like that, just to be sure. And here, though, it meant that I had a couple seconds of, if it was going to crash because of an issue, I had to save it before it crashed. So, yeah. Thanks for the follow, Weasel. So I don't know if I lost anything, but I don't think so, because we're kind of poking around on not salmon. So we need guns. Not guns. So this one, and so I was a little confused here because that light, when I turned it, it was affecting the light on her body a little bit. And I make sure I get that correct. So
Have they ever done a movie like that? Because I feel like they have. Where there's like a person who finds out they're a robot and then they spend the rest of the movie trying to figure out who they are or something. I feel like there's been a movie like that, but I can't put my finger on what it was.
Bicentennial Man?
Nah, that was the other way around. He knew he was a robot and he was trying to become human. He was trying to be accepted as human. Which is a great movie if you've never seen it anyway.
Because it's got Robin Williams.
Well, yeah. Robin Williams is great, but that was one of his better films, I think.
It was a good movie.
It was a good movie.
So I think by adjusting this light, it might have caused another conflict. Because I should be able to go back to here and be fine. But if I go here...
I don't know that they've ever done a movie like that. That's kind of what Sweetie Bot's story
Somebody
is.
figuring out they're a robot?
Somebody finding out they're a robot and then trying to, like, figure themselves out.
Terminator?
When did he figure out they were a robot?
He did.
When
he was born.
Who? The Arnold Schwarzenegger? He's always known he's a robot.
I know. He figured out when he was born.
That was a short. Am I human? No, you're a robot.
What is my purpose?
I have gone through so much change. Time to murder humans.
But I want to dance. I wish to dance.
I want to dance. I don't want to be a robot.
So let's try this. We're going to... I got that. What am I doing? Lights, right. So if I turn this down to there, this is the knee light. That one's hard to see. So these are actually annoying because if I can't see the model, the light actually doesn't work, or doesn't work as it should. This is the rim. Oh, so this is this one. Okay. I don't think that one was really matter all that much. I'm going to move it anyway. Now, before, I'm going to turn off the lights. And I want me to go here. I'm going to save it now. Now I'm going to enable. And I can't play forward. So there's still a conflict. So it might mean that I may need to shut off something. And how I figured it out before is you... I have the colored book.
Now I remember what it was. It wasn't a movie. Paladin Dance in Fallout 4. That's exactly what happened to him.
Spoilers.
To like what game that's over like 10 years old at this point?
Fallout 4 is 10 years old?
I think it's like 10.
I don't know.
It's one of those things that's going to make you feel old. Regardless.
No, it can't be 10 because I believe Skyrim was released in 2011.
That would make it 9.
That'd be Skyrim, but it can't. Fallout 4 came out after Skyrim.
I thought it was the other way around. I thought Fallout 4 came out.
15.
It's 5 years. Okay.
You're almost. I was only off by half.
It's on the same engine. I don't know. But yeah, it was this basically Paladin dance. Except it would be so much more tragic if it's a child, because everything is so much more tragic if it's a child. And then if it's a pony, I actually care. So, I mean, Paladin Dance could have exploded for all I cared. I didn't. But Sweetie Bot's story is tragic.
Okay, I've confirmed what it is that's breaking it. It is that backlight. But that does mean I can shut off that light until I... No, because I can't keep it on either. Unless it might be just the number of lights in this map. So if I turn off this light, okay, which means I just need to get rid of some lights. So if I turn this one back on, yep. So SFM is stupid. That means one of these lights, like this one is barely giving anything. So I'm just going to get rid of this one. And that should let me put this one back on. And now I'm running fine. I managed to be too late and catch the stream. Well, hello and welcome. Hello, Jurassic. Hello, Mike. Argo and Mike stopped by to say hi and hope the stream goes well. Also, this is a derpy for Mike's sanity.
It's the only thing that keeps me sane, and some would argue it's the reason I am insane.
I can make her a derpy. Yeah, it's just... It's derpy.
The same. The robot eye just doesn't have
Hi, Michael.
level of cuteness.
I don't know what went wrong. My mom was a chameleon.
Come a chameleon. Oh, now I'm drilling here. Not salmon. Not salmon.
See, it's booping
I
herself.
love that the cables actually stretch so you can like have the eye hanging out.
Yeah, those cables actually, like, they're kind of self-lit, and that causes a problem. I had to shut that off so it didn't create like a artificial brightness. Okay. So there's supposed to be an eye glow, but it's not really glowing because of all the other stuff. So I need to up that brightness. Oh no, not that one. It's this one? No. No, it's gotta be this one. Yeah. Because it's the one that's locked. So I'm just gonna turn that up so you can see the glow on the face. Derpy net. Where the holy water? Yes. Burn it. Burn Derpy.
No.
Burn Derpy. Not again. We turned her to ash, but she came back.
I feel like she's making a crude gesture now. It's like, you come get some of this.
She's representing the gangs. Yo, yo, yo.
It's hard to make gang signs with hoops.
Well, no, I'm trying to see if I can move the arm in such a way that the rocket stays visible. But that doesn't look weird. That looks like it could work. Maybe if I turn this out more and then just turn it in. I think that can work. Is just I need to reduce the action on this. So I'm going to say the curl point is where I want to maintain. And actually, just in general, I'm probably going to decrease some of her motion. So I'm going to say that the arm down is the preferred spot. Kind of. I think just the shoulder and the forearm. Oh no, at the low spot. Okay.
I wonder if anybody's ever, like, written a decent fanfiction about Sweetie Bot.
I love how you didn't say a fanfiction. I don't want to read shit. I want to read good pony fanfiction.
Yes! Well, yeah, that's true with anything, I imagine.
This better be at least a B+ quality.
I mean, I've read some crap. I ain't gonna lie. A lot of it was people coming to me, "Hey Mike, read my fan fiction." Okay. 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 And then I was sad.
You know what, actually I can probably shrink her.
I'm currently trying to read one that he recommended to me, but I haven't had a lot of time to read it lately. I'm pretty far in though. The first
Good
book,
luck.
anyways.
It's long.
I'm just trying to get through the first book right now. I'm pretty far in, I think.
He's trying to read Astraeo.
Yes, I got through. I'm in the valley past Darkshine. Darkstein. Darkstinians. They're all horse people. So that's where I'm at in the book right now. She's just entered. She got her communication crystal thingy above her, and she's off.
Oh. So she's headed to the ravine or whatever?
She just entered the, I think it's the ravine.
Yeah, whatever. I can't remember what it was called.
Yeah,
like
I
the big
can't remember.
cut in the earth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right on the border of
You're getting there. That's in the there is a scene from that in the.
I'll have to rewatch your video.
Yeah, because it was
That's where I'm at in the book, but with work been so busy lately, I haven't really had the chance to continue for like last week. I do intend to though. Like I'm past that when he fought that guy.
Yep. Here.
Oh. It's the old stallion. That's the crystal he used to communicate with. I know all these things now. These little things that I didn't know before.
Oh, like here. Well, that's nothing to reference.
His name. What was his name?
You know where this one is?
Oh, that's like earlier.
Yeah, this freaking chapter called Cabin.
Yeah.
That you don't know yet.
I've seen that. I know exactly what that is. They were so crazy. Like, he's a Pegasus. I know who she is. That's
He.
He, yeah. Yeah, I know him. I've seen that fight. That was really early on. That
You don't know that yet.
I don't know that about him.
This is the. Do you know where that is that they're fighting?
Well, they're at the bottom of the.
So you can actually see the detail over here.
The falls.
This isn't specific. Oh, that's specific, but
He who would be Zach.
who's that?
That's not who I think it is.
It's Gold Petals.
Okay, so it is Gold Petals.
And then
I'm trying to remember his name. The guy at the ravine. It's the old stallion because there's a younger.
Cold Canter, I believe, or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. And that's White Mane. That's Steel Teeth. But when he went full.
And then you haven't gotten there yet. Yeah, and all the rest you haven't gotten to yet.
Okay.
And then that you kind of
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, see, look, it was accurate.
You did a good job, and I'm realizing this now. Before you could have put up anything,
But
it was like,
except for a third of that video, it's in the very end of the book. So
Yeah.
so you haven't seen any of that yet. But Still feel like this is too red. I really feel like I need to dumb this down.
You could either make it darker or put a green light on it.
If you put a green light on it, the green is going to combine with the red. And then you're just going to get a greenish red. Arrow 18? Never heard of it. I used to read a lot more fanfic. Then I read Australia. And Australia was so long that by the time I finished it, I kind of started just reading other books.
You haven't finished it yet.
Yeah, I guess he stopped writing it for about 2 years. But he is back writing it again in a pretty consistent fashion too. So I do mean to get back to it. I never 100% finished it even when he had stopped because it was kind of the middle of stuff. So I was like, well, there's no point in the last 10 chapters. But I do need to get back to it. But I also bought Background Pony, which is written by the same person.
Really?
Yeah.
I've read Background Pony. Background Pony's...
Yeah, Background Pony is written by Short Skirts and Explosion.
I didn't realize that. I never looked at the art. I guess I don't look at who writes things.
No, it was... Because if you look at the trailer here, Australia was written by Imploding Colon, but that's just the pen name of Short Skirts and Explosion. Imploding Colon is the only thing he has under that name on that account is Australia. All the rest is it's SFM.
No, Background Pony was a good fit. It was sad.
I know I've got the printed copy.
So depressing. That story. But it's good. It's well written and it's compelling. And anytime I see any kind of fan art and there's a lot of it and the artists know what they're doing with Lyra in a black hoodie, it makes me sad now. I even saw one recently, like real recently, a new picture with just her walking in to see Bon Bon. She's like, "Hey Bon Bon," but she's wearing a black hoodie and she's like, "Do I know you?" And I'm just like, "Oh, my heart."
Just realized I already technically have this saved, but I have to be. Oh no, I can do an override, so I can just save this with a no light one. I could just, yeah. Who cares? I'm not even gonna. I don't even have to really do a override. I already have the override done.
I still need to read past sins too because I've heard.
I have a physical for that one too.
I've been hearing about that one since like the fan's beginning.
I wouldn't call it the best story, but it was at the time one of the best stories out there. So it was early on. It's the same reason like a lot of my stuff was popular early on, just because it was early. And
wow, you're not giving yourself a lot of credit.
Well, no, because nowadays compared to a lot of the animators that are out there, I would just be at below average. Starting out, I got better.
Yeah.
But I only got better because the community supported me at that point because it was better than the average at that point. But now...
It was ponies, and we needed our fix.
Yeah, there was that, too.
I have I still very, very much enjoy Pony. That is not a secret. But when I first...
That's not a secret?
It's not a secret. But when I first got into the fandom, like really got into it, it was a drug that I needed constantly pumped into my system, or I started to have withdrawal. Now I only need it pumped into my system 2 or 3 times a day. But I'd be sitting at work and my brain would just be pony, 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 pony. And now it's just like pony.
Make it sound like sophisticated, like pony.
It's much. I don't need it as.
This is
rapid.
Pinky Out.
Yes, Pinky Out. It's a refined love of force.
Oh, that's much better.
Yeah, I like that. It's a little out shot. That is better.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to downplay it.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. Here I find myself to read the whole Background Pony. I skimmed the final chapter and bawled at the end.
You skipped to the end. No, you ruined it. That's ruining a book.
Well, yeah, if you read the last chapter of a book without any of the extra context, it sounds stupid.
Yeah, I got to the end of that book and actually read through it first, and yeah, it's sad. But you understand it at the same time.
I brought up the one story that like, there's the one friend I have that couldn't finish Fallout Equestria because he couldn't bring himself to end it. And
What and
So I went and started reading it so that we could finish it together. And then he ended up reading it anyway. Like before I was 3 chapters into the book and then he read it and he didn't tell me.
Yeah.
So it ended up kind of ruining it. But it was still good. So I kept reading it.
I was really depressed when I was reading Project Horizons. I was reading it chapter for chapter with a friend the whole way. And then we were fairly close to the end. They had already gotten to up, like that far into the book. They went up, without spoiling anything.
I love when it gets to the end of the animation. It's like,
and then he decided to just stop reading it because he wasn't as into the fandom anymore. So I ended up having to finish the book by myself. But it's things aren't as good when you're doing it alone. I think I recently read, what was it, Murky Number 7, because a friend was reading it, and it got me back into reading fan fiction again, because I hadn't really been reading anything, and then a friend of ours was just like, I'm reading Murky Number 7, and I'm like, I'm going to read Murky Number 7, and I did, and it was good. It was very enjoyable. It's the same with movies. I don't know if anybody else. Some people can go to watch a movie by themselves. I'm not really one of them.
it depends on the movie.
I mean,
I've been to see movies myself, but if there's certain movies that are just legitimately better with other people, and then there's other movies where it doesn't matter. They're interesting thing nowadays. AMC is doing it where you can rent an entire theater for like $99
because things are so slow right now.
because things are so slow that they can't get people in because people are worried that by getting in they were going to be interacting with people. So you can, if you rent the whole place, it used to be that you could do it, but it was like $300 and $300 minimum, and then like you had to guarantee a certain amount of people would show up there, mainly for concessions. I don't know if they have that anymore. And to me, that's not that bad. And you can play anything you want. If it's a current movie that's released, I think it costs more because then they need the licensing. But if depending on what it is, it costs less. So it's kind of tempting, actually. I think it'd be cool to just rent out a theater with a bunch of people.
I do that. I mean, I haven't been super keen on the mall, but that's a lot of random people. That as long as it was just like the group, I'd be okay with that.
Well, yeah, or a smaller group, but then it's like, what do you watch?
That should be obvious.
Well, no, I think it would be really, really funny to watch like a stupid older movie. Because like what we went and saw, The Producers, which is like, what is it?
Never seen that.
I think when was that made? It's Mel Brooks' first movie.
60s or 70s, wasn't it?
1967. And they played that in our local theater. They do like once a week, they'll play an older movie. And I had a free ticket because of my birthday for that month. And so we decided to go and see that for my free ticket. It actually costs a little bit more than a normal ticket because they're just not expecting to pull in that many people. But it was cool. We get to see a movie from 1967 on the big screen in a theater. That was actually kind of cool.
We did watch the MLB movie in the theater.
So what we did for our local group was we went to a bigger theater during release. I don't think it was release weekend. It might have been.
No, we didn't go release weekend because we were afraid it would be too crowded.
Yeah, but we went not long afterwards as our main group, and there was probably 20 of us. You were there at that time. There was a lot of people that went there, and I have a story for that. I had brought it before, but I never knew people here. And so we went there as that group with a big local meetup group, and then we went a second time. I think like a week or two later to our local theater, a lot quieter at that time, because you're part of the fandom. It felt like watching it just once in theaters was not enough. I wanted to go and see it again. So we went and saw it at the nicer theater right by us that I liked. So I did see it twice. But so the first time we went to that theater, though, we're standing outside and Kyle was going over the rules with everybody. And he's like, okay, everybody, this is a kids movie. So we are there. We are not the audience. So do not distract or make it ruin the experience for the children that are there. And there was a lot of kids that were there. Make sure that you are behaving, no swearing, no like yelling, no angry. Just you are there to enjoy the movie. Let the kids be kids. If they're yelling, don't tell them to shut up, that kind of thing. And so, and we're like, okay. So we go to the movie and pretty good through all the whole, it was one of the smaller screens, but it was full. And we go through the whole movie and Kyle was sitting right next to me. And it got to the part where the Storm King falls and cracks open. And Kyle, the one that just went through the rules in a silent theater, nothing could be heard, just says, "Oh shit." Loud enough that you could hear it in the whole room. So the one that said no swearing was the only one to just say "oh shit" during nothing that was being spoken. And I started laughing because he realized he basically went, "Oh shit. And like, he realized he messed up. And I give him shit about that ever since.
Yep.
It's good times. But no, going to the theater to see that again, I don't think would be as fun. If it's our small, if it was the Brony group, then it'd be different. But no, like the Brony group, not our smaller.
Yeah, I know, but you're saying they want so many people, right?
No, that was before. That was before because they wanted to get concession sales. But now I'm guessing it's different. But
I'm trying to think what movie I would want to see on the big screen that I've never seen on the big. I mean, you've already watched Producers. I've never seen it, and I do kind of want to see it. But I could. It was a fun movie, but it wasn't that all. There was like 2 parts in the movie that were really, really good, and the rest of it was just kind of meh. What was that one where he fights the Kraken at the end? That really old one. It was like a classic.
No, I was thinking. I don't know how possible it would be, but the original Star Wars.
If it was the original cut, not
not the edit. If you could do that, but that's like a VHS. I don't know if they have that on DVD.
They did release it on DVD, but not Blu-ray.
Oh yeah. What wouldn't matter? I don't know if I'd want it on Blu-ray. That means it's probably higher fidelity. I want the original crappy.
I want the original crappy too, because I thought some of the stuff they did for the remaster or whatever was garbage.
Well,
they made poor choices.
Yeah. But I think something like that, a classic movie that would be fun to see in a big screen that you would have never been able to see it.
Give some thought to it. Like Star Wars would be okay.
Star Wars would just be neat.
It would be neater. Starfighter. You ever see that one?
I think so, but no.
It was so bad. It was so 80s.
Or pick one of the old canon films.
The old canon film.
Like the old B movies that they would just rush out for low budget.
Yeah.
What was it, The Barbarians? That was always a good movie. Evil Dead 3. Or just Evil Dead, the third Bruce Campbell movie. That would be a fun one too.
I would want to watch. It wouldn't be cool to watch all 3, but that would probably get expensive.
Not old. No, I don't know how they do it for time. It's probably per movie.
The second one was good.
The second one was. I never watched. I've seen the first one and the third one. I've never seen the second one.
The first one was okay, and then the second one was like, okay, this stuff that happened in the first one didn't really happen like that, so this is how it happened, and then they go forward. But the second one's the one where you get that classic scene with him just strapping the chainsaw to his hand, just going groovy. I love that scene so much because they made the first one, and the first one was supposed to be serious. It was supposed to be. They thought they were making a serious film. And
I will say it did have more scare and jump scare compared to the rest, but the freaking camera work was... The camera work alone was comedic. I mean, Bruce Campbell was overacting to a supreme and amazing degree, but the camera work was what made it amazing. And they definitely knew that, and so the future movies were Bruce Campbell being stupid and the same camera work.
I think there was like a 7-year time gap between the first one and the second one. Like time had passed because they didn't really have the budget to continue or something at the time. But then the movie kind of got like a cult following, and everybody was laughing at it. And he's like, "Okay, everybody finds this funny, so let's make the second one funny." And that's what the second one was, and the third one.
Well, yeah, but
just over the top.
But they did it right.
Yeah, they did.
They found a movie, and instead of going, "Why didn't you see my artistic vision?" They saw what it became and said, "Let's do more of that," because it worked. And then it got 3 movies. The third one definitely being the best, and then a full TV series. So
the TV series was good too. It only got 3 seasons. A little depressing.
Yeah, it was, but it got 3 seasons. It didn't do 1. It didn't do 2. It got 3.
It got 3.
And where was it on?
It was on Stars, I think.
Oh, so it was on some weird thing. Because I know Netflix likes to cancel things after a couple of years.
And no, it was doing really good, but I mean, they ended it with them defeating Cthulhu, so something like that. I haven't seen it yet. I heard
That sounds normally in a movie, it'd be like, that's really stupid, but this is Evil Dead, so.
No, Evil Dead. I watched this one episode where he was at a sperm bank, Bruce Campbell was, and he's just like trying to make some extra money because he's just a complete deadbeat in the future.
Mm-hmm.
And like the sperm comes to life and starts attacking. Like it's jumping out of the containers and just like sticking to his face, like, "Ugh!" It's just everywhere.
It sounds so stupid.
So dumb. It's so dumb. Like the nurses are like trying to kill him.
The nurses are trying to kill him?
Well, they get possessed.
Oh,
by
okay.
Deadites. They become deadites, and like everywhere he goes, he's just constantly under attack.
Why?
Because like the whole premise of this series is he gets the Necronomicon, and he gets really high, and he's like trying to impress some girl, so he just opens it up and starts reading it. He's like, "Hey, you want to see something cool? This book I got." He's like completely out of his head, just high on pot. And then he realizes what he did like immediately after he did. He's like, "Oh, that was bad." It's so great. I watched The Room in preparation to watch The Disaster Artist, but I never got around to watching The Disaster Artist, so I've only ever seen The Room. But Evil Dead's great, if nobody's ever watched it. All of it's pretty good.
I still don't like that head wobble. It seems more pronounced here.
It does seem to have a moment in it where it jerks a little bit.
Yeah. Well, and if you zoom in, you can definitely see it more. It's right there.
You zoomed in on her nose. It made me happy. Oh.
No, because if I normally to fix that is I would lock the head to the world. Problem is,
Why is her head big now?
it resizes it. So the motion's the same, but I guess what I can try to do is smooth it a whole bunch. Every time it does actually do a little bit more. And then unlock it again. So it's going to make it look weird. Okay. And I'm assuming in the final there's going to be camera motion going on, so I'm thinking that it's going to be harder to see a lot of that. But I think that does look better. But I have to make sure that, like here, you can see here that this motion now, this section does not match this section, does not match this section. So the only way to 100% fix that is this. But then, and then I can smooth this. What this does though is it's going to break the edge of these two on these ends. But to make it an infinite loop, that's why I do 3. So it still means that the beginning of this one matches the beginning of this one, the end of this one matches the end of this one. So in the final version, I'm going to give 2 seconds of the repeat, but it's going to be from here to here. because then I don't have to worry about it. And I could just give 9 seconds instead of 18, but because these are 9 seconds long, but it just, I don't know if you export that kind of a video, if that works. So I want to export like either 18 seconds or 11 seconds with a gap on either side and just say use 1 to 9 or 1 to 10. Because I never trust taking a video that's compressed and stacking it next to each other. Sweetie's really flexible. Yeah, she is. She's a robot. She's got servos and stuff. So now it's just to check. Does the head feel like it doesn't detach? Still does it. And a lot of that is going to be because, and actually, no, this would actually fix it, is to do this.
I'm imagining that if she's just run on a rubber band engine, or just a rubber band that was twisted up like 20 years ago, and it's just been running.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the head locked. It's going to make it a little big. But that's why I take the scaling and drop it down a little. Does that look normal size?
Mm-hmm.
It's really hard to figure out if it is or not. Actually, no.
It doesn't.
Nope, it can.
Oh, wow.
Come on. Get back down. Okay, so it needs to be a little smaller.
Just slightly. I heard that. There was noise.
Oh, and actually, I can't even test that anymore.
You shook your hand away.
Well, because I thought that I was going to go back to its original size. Okay, so I'm going to save that as it is, and now I'm going to try this again, now that I actually can redo back. Okay. Oh, that's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so I think that is pretty good. I don't care about it being exact, it's just like it's close. It's more of if I see something that bothers me, it's going to bother me forever. Nobody would maybe notice the head shake, especially if little small details are easier to see if in a still shot. So right now I have to render this as camera still. The idea was, this is why there's a reason that this is called main camera back, is because I had main camera and then this one is main camera back. The idea with that is this is the actual shot I'm using, but I backed the camera up a couple ticks so that in final, it can be zoomed in a little bit in post, and then you have the flexibility to shift and move the camera within that because you have the edges to move into. That's the reason, again, that you output in 1080, but you record in 4K. So, so that's why that's a little further back. But because of that, I have to keep the camera still. If I add any motion, it can actually blur the image a little bit because of the motion blur. So I need to keep it still. So to me, I'm seeing some of these details because, like if I had, say, her tail was not moving or something, I'd be able to see it easier because the camera wasn't moving. But if I add a jitter to the camera so that the camera was moving around like this or something, very, very subtly and very slowly, I am taking all those little edged pixels and I am now smoothing them out with motion. And because of that, it'll hide a ton of imperfections and stuff. That head motion, you would probably not notice it because the camera motion behind it. That's why in a lot of stuff I do a random camera motion, even if it's just a little bit, or a slide to the side, just little motions, because it makes everything feel like it's animated by just doing this. And so it's a pretty powerful little tool. I think this, but if I can't use this the same though, I can probably still use this, but I'm probably going to do it like from here. Yeah, maybe here. But this is the other thing. I got to figure out what to use for the green screen, because I can't do green screen. I can't use green at all because I use green lights. So all of that's going to go transparent. I'm going to try yellow.
Yellow might be too close to green though.
I'm thinking so. But I can't use blue.
Can't use blue.
And
Can't use green,
I
use
can't
pink.
use purple or pink. Orange?
This feels like it might be too close to pink.
It might be too close to this red. And you can do a D-spill bias on it, which will try to, it's basically you can remove specific color from that range.
This is probably a dumb question. Infrared?
What if we use a color that's not in the visible range?
Exactly.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with this one. I'm thinking some kind. I'll have to think about it. Thanks for the follow, Krakens. I'm thinking anything that when the color is overlaid with the blue is rough. Because if I use blue, then it's going to make this basically blend in. Green is the best.
Oh, great. You definitely can't use green.
I'm thinking yellow is going to be it, but when I tried yellow, it did cause issues. But I have a little time. I was going to end it here, but I think I'm going to play around with this just to see if this will work. Because I think some of this stuff, like the what you can do in post, is kind of interesting to learn how to do. So right now I am using the white texture for this because it allows me to override it. So right now it's just overrode to 010, which is green, RGB. But if I go 110, it's yellow. Oh, nope, they're cleaned up. Okay. Again, I don't need... It might mess with the colors, but all I need is the mask. So it's mainly about whether or not it interferes and grabs something in the middle here. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab an export of this single image, because that's all I care about. And export, no, not movie. Export image.
Would brown work? Or is that... No.
Or crash. No, that's fine. Can I reconnect? Yeah, I had to change the antenna. I think I saved it, but I'm just going to double check. Yeah, I couldn't keep the antenna in final. I left it on there even when I was working on stuff until the very, very end. So some of these I'm not liking so much because this light should be over here, but whatever, I'm not going to worry about that right now. All right, so need to reset this again. I have now saved it, so I know it's saved. Okay, the head is locked, so that part's done too. All right, so we're going to go back in here. We're going to do our 110. Export image. Now that actually concerns me, because if I can't export an image, I can't export the video. Or it shouldn't. Maybe. Let's give it a shot. Okay, so I'm able to render... I just can't render an image, but I can render that. Whatever. So we're going to go into our posts work. This is where if you're not sure if something's going to work, double check that it's going to work, because you don't want to waste your time. So now, export movie, without saving, This is going to be SweetieBot 2. So I need a couple of the frames of the normal image. Okay. And then highlights. And why? Oh, your thrusters are separate. Okay. And then I need one of this because that was just how it ended up working. So 3. Still have After Effects open. Great. Okay. Now we're going to go back at our After Effects here. Yeah, let's load it. No, I do a new one. Otherwise it's going to get confusing. I don't need to save
The
it.
song's still playing at them. Poor people.
Yes, it is.
So
All right,
sad.
I'm sorry. We will stop the boops.
Yeah, as the stream, I think, comes to an end, question mark.
I said I was just going to do this part. So I need these 3. So we have yellow, we have regular, and then the back. And then we're going to add a text layer of...
Yellow and yellow.
No, it's because it's behind a layer.
Oh, that's crazy hard to see.
Oh, for now. Test text. Okay. So we need this to be here. Now this, we're going to add key light.
Poor door killer robot.
And this gets weird because if you try to do this, it's going to keep changing. So it's going to blink because it doesn't know which to grab because you keep moving. So see, this is where it gets interesting because you can see here, it is grabbing other parts of her face.
Yellow's not good.
Well, no, it doesn't mean that.
Yellow's no good.
Well, actually, let me, because there are other settings we can play with. Let me first do this, and
I guess that's why priests always been either blue screen or yellow, green screen, and never yellow screen.
Okay, so this is now the text going behind. So now I can see, so it is doing its masking correctly now. But like here, why is this considered yellow?
The green, I think the light.
It could have been that it was enough. And I wish that there was a way to tighten, well actually now it's saying there. Okay.
There you go.
That's a bit better. For some reason it was in black. Oops. Still is a little bit in the eye, and you can still see a little bit of the transparency in the hair here. But this is where some of the other settings will come in handy. So this is where like despill bias. The problem is I have to make it so that it's not semi, but 100%. You can't have some light going through. It's be all or none. So why is it having a little bit of transparency there?
Pink. Why don't you just use the exact same mask you used for the other one? Oh no, because some things moved. Never mind. I'm a goof. Guns moved. And one of the legs moved.
But that would work. I just changed all the colors in here. That actually would work. It would be really annoying.
You just have to change all the colors back to red.
Yeah, no, but that would work because it's only for the mask. Mm-hmm. So if I changed all the colors from green, yeah, I can't really. I'm not going to test it because that's going to take a while.
No.
But
Just redo all the colors.
yeah, really, I could. Actually, no.
Just turn off all the lights. But you still have the green eyes. You need to change that.
I know. I can fix that. But that actually, no, damn it, I can't do that. I can't do that because the rockets are made out of lights.
All right.
So I have to have the lights on. But I can go through there and change everything.
Change all the colors.
But you can see here. Oh no, that's from the lights. But I don't even need to change the colors of the lights.
Yeah, because you just turn off. Just need to turn off that eye.
Yeah, these lights will still work fine. That would actually do it, and then just turn off the eye.
Mm-hmm.
Or just hide it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, that'll work. Well, there we go. Look, Michael was useful.
Yay, accidental usefulness.
But for now, because I need to actually render it in a high quality before doing that. That's actually what I did for when I did the green screen. Was I went to do the render and I did it at 128:32 because I didn't need the motion blur as high. But when I did the render for the green screen portion, I actually dropped that to 64:16 because I didn't need a good quality for it. Nobody's going to notice the little tiny little imperfections on the edge of a mask of moving text on a moving model, on a moving So the green screens are quicker renders. But okay, yeah, okay, well, that's good. I will save this and worry about it later. I just have to send this across and make sure that it is accepted. So as okay. I'll see. I'm still not 100% happy with the pose, but I don't want to change it too drastically because I'd have to reanimate everything. And I'd rather not do that. So 3 derpy cheers for Mike.
Yay, derpies.
What is a derpy cheer?
Derpy. Yay, derps.
Are you sure? So make sure to say, all right. Can you make a silhouette mask? Probably behind, sweetie pal. That's basically what we'll be doing. We just turn off the lights. My brain was saying that the lights were part of everything, but I just needed to separate it. It's called thinking outside the box, and I was not doing that. So anyway, all right. Well, I'm gonna be done on here. I'm gonna poke around.
Noise.
Oh, that screen's open. I'm gonna poke around with the audio again to see why is it disconnected. Because when I was using Voice Meter before, it wasn't having an issue, so I'm kind of unsure. The only thing that's changed is having something plugged in the front, but I don't know why that would cause issues. So, I'll figure it out. That was you're not supposed to pull cords like that. You're supposed to pull it from the base.
You're right.
You don't give a shit.
No, I care. I care about the things you say to me because you're my friend.
Well, if only it worked in reverse.
Oh. Sad.
Hello, Havoc. I still finally get to catch you live. I missed them a couple times. Tonight is a good night. Oh, that's good. And I'll be back on Friday. I better be done with this by then. But really, all I need to do is I'm going to render the green good portion. Thanks for the follow, Hack. I need to render I'm going to render the green portion overnight, maybe, and then modify it tomorrow to work for a green screen, to modify it to work with the green screen to render it again. Getting there. But yeah, that's going to be it. Otherwise, I will be back on Friday. I think we'll be back to the Power Ponies thing. I do want to try to come up with something super short. Like, I want to try to come up with a short that's like 4 or 5 seconds long if possible. Usually that's just making a pony say something. Just so I can get something out.
Just imagining what would be short, and then for some reason my imagination just ran to like Applejack dumping her mother in the grave, and then her mom trying to get back up, just throwing dirt on it.
That's not 4 or 5 seconds.
I think just quick dump, and dirt, and that's it.
That'd be so much work, though.
So it hurt throwing her mom into a grave.
How would you do dirt?
You just kick it in.
But where would you get the dirt?
It's just a pile.
But where would you get a pile of dirt?
It's just gonna be there.
But I need it for the model. You're gonna make a model of dirt.
You can find dirt.
No, you can't. There's no pile of dirt. And then if you need to throw dirt into the other hole, where do you get the dirt that goes on the shovel?
Effect. You don't need a shovel. She just kicks it in.
You can't just make a particle effect of dirt.
You just dye any particle brown and it's dirt.
Derpy is my dirt.
Wow.
Again, I'll dye her brown. I'm gonna still keep her looking sad, and it's gonna look like a pony.
Just dye brown.
But then we don't even need Applejack's mom. We're just making a big old pit of dead derpies.
Why are they dead? Well, they were just dirt.
Because if they're not, they're going to be when we cover them in more dead derpies.
Wow. This got dark. I wanted a happy story where Applejack throws her mom into a grave while she's alive, and you have to go
you're done.
Make it dark.
You're done.
Meow, kitty.
All right. I'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Hold on. Oh, wait. I don't have.
That's kitty.
I have it. No, I was gonna about playing your song.
My song is dead. My music career is over.
Wait, we need. You know what? Give me a sec. Wait, actually, no. It should say. It does. There we go. Where's the volume?
There's no volume.
We need Michael's song. Oh, it's muted. There we go. There we go. I'm gonna leave it on this. So every time we have the stream, it's gonna be Michael's song.
And then people come up with just that.
I'd get so many views. It's a cat saying boop. See you guys later.